Granite Grok wants to thank Senator Rick Santorum for taking a few minutes with us once again. We are at the Rochester Tea Party being held by the Granite State Patriot Liberty PAC, and we want to say thank you very much for altering your plans to coming back to speak to the assembled crowd here.
You bet. Well, look, Jerry and Sue DeLemus are great folks, and they asked me if I could stick around to help draw a little bit of a crowd here, and so I was happy to do it. They're great patriots. All the folks in here, who are dedicated to restoring America's first principles and constitutional principles in the state houses and across this country and in Washington, D.C. need to be supported.
Well, I know that you're on your way to catch a quick flight, so just one question for you that popped up in the blogosphere last night, which is the budget that was passed.
Yeah.
We've already have a signing statement out from President Obama saying that he totally rejects the defunding of all of his czars, saying that it is an imposition of the legislation into the executive branch of government. And yet we all know that he's using these czars to circumvent the Constitution in the first place. Quick thoughts.
Well, Congress has the right to prescribe where money is spent. And if the Congress says, and it writes in a bill, that no money can be spent for such purposes, the fact that the President does not have a line item veto, the fact that the Congress says that means that the President cannot and should not spend the money there. So if in fact, and I haven't looked at the specifics of the legislation, if the specifics of the legislation say that he cannot spend money for this purpose, that means he can't spend money for that purpose, and obviously there's going to be a legal battle over that going forward.
And I also keep wondering about all of his doublespeak, as it were, because here he says on one hand as a candidate, I won't do this, I won't do that. How dare President Bush do all this stuff, especially as far as the signing statements are concerned, and yet he's doing it himself.
Look, if there's anything you can predict from Barack Obama, he is not going to be the candidate he said. He's not going to be the president the candidate Obama said he was going to be. He said he was going to be the most transparent president in history. He has been the least transparent president in history. He was someone who was going to do all of these things to reach out and be a transformational, bipartisan president. He has been the most partisan, rank partisan, antagonistic partisan president that I've ever seen. In the 8 years that George Bush was in office, he never directly went after and attacked the other party or the other members of Congress. This president routinely launches broadsides into anybody who disagrees with him, condemns them personally as well as the positions that they hold, sets up straw men to suggest that they are, that they hold certain positions which they don't, and then knocks them down. He is a divider. He is dividing Washington, not just on terms of differences of how to solve problems. He's dividing on very harsh, partisan, and personal grounds, and that is not a president who's going to be successful leading this country.
And certainly when he becomes Billion Buck Barry for his campaign funds coming up, the combination of the two means whoever becomes that candidate from the Republican Party, including yourself, if you finally officially declare, it's going to be a tough road to hoe.
It's a tough road. You're going to have someone who's a very good communicator, who can look into the camera and relate to the American public, who's not afraid to go toe-to-toe with President Obama, who's not afraid to challenge him on all of the things that I just talked about and more, his misrepresentation of Obamacare, his misrepresentation of a whole variety of different programs that he has put forward as to what they would do as opposed to what they are doing. And unless we have someone who can effectively take him on and put him on the defensive, I think we're going to have a very difficult time.
Well, I know, Senator, you got to go scoot, and I want to say thank you very much for taking a few minutes of your valuable time.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.